All right, we're back with Donald Spohr. We've had, for the next few hours here, we're going to be discussing the issues surrounding returning Iraqi vets. We've got a simulcast going with our Chesterton studio where we have Donald Spohr, who was served 2 tours in Iraq, first with the Marines, and then he came back with the Indiana National Guard. So, Donald, when you came back from that first time, when you were there just as the war began, what happened? I know you eventually got a job with the railroad. Did you get that job? Did you sort of go on with your life?
Actually, no. When I got back, it was actually the next day. My ex-wife decided that we needed to go our separate ways. So I went home, back up here to Indiana, and moved in with my parents for a little while. Actually, one of them.
Let's back up here.
Okay.
You come back, and the next day,
Yeah.
after you come back, your wife says she's going to leave you.
Yes.
What happened there? I mean, what did she say? How did you find out?
Well, I called her up and told her I'll be home in about a couple weeks until I can get checked out of the Marine Corps and be all done with everything. And she said that we need to go our separate ways. And I was upset. I mean, who wouldn't be? But
did you see that coming at all?
No, not really. I thought everything was okay, and then it kind of blindsided me for big time, but I've gotten over it now. I was probably pretty upset at that time, but.
All right, we're back. We have a host of people here in all different places. We have Eric Prosher, who is a clinical psychologist and head of outreach for the Jesse Brown VA Medical Center in Chicago. We have Tammy Duckworth, who's the head of Veterans Affairs for the state of Illinois, by a phone. And then in our Chesterton studios, we have Donald Spohr, who is a returning Iraqi vet who served 2 tours, first with the Marines and then with the Indiana National Guard Unit, the 113th, out of northern Indiana. Donald, you've been listening to some of this. How close is this to your experience?
Actually, it's pretty right on. I mean, when I got back from both times got back, I just wanted to get out and go home and worry about everything later. That's how a lot of guys feel. And then you're a lot of times you don't feel like anything's wrong. You feel fine. Nothing hits you until say about 3-4 weeks after you're home. Then everything really hits you because all that stuff that you used to do when you were over in Iraq or Afghanistan for some people, and when you get home, sometimes it takes 3-4 weeks, and then your body is going back to civilian life, and it's overwhelming, and it's hard to adjust, and you don't find that out until 3 or 4 weeks after you're home. And that's also after, when I mean by home, I mean back in your house with your family, not getting demobed.
And do you hear much from the VA at that point, or DOD, once you're home?
Actually, I kind of was slacking on that a little bit myself, but now
what does that mean? You were slacking yourself?
I didn't get on it like I should have. I actually go to the VA clinic in South Bend, Indiana. It's my place where I go for my annual visits. But I have gone down to Indianapolis for some further tests, and I've been to Chicago, and in fact I got to go Saturday for a neurologist.
So you have, and that's probably from your second tour. But when you came back the first time, did you get a lot of? Do they come to you, or do you have to go to them?
I had to go to them, and actually, I didn't. When I came back from the first time, I never actually went to them at all, and they never came to me until I came back the second time.
Okay. All right. So Eric, tell us about what is the process there?
Well,
why doesn't the VA do more to go get them, since these are folks that are going to be reluctant
I'm not
to talk
sure
to
when
you?
he came back. Like I was saying, the the post-deployment health reassessments kind of started in 2005, where the DoD and VA were organized together, and the DoD did the screening and then would give the handoff to the VA, and the VA would follow up from there. And that is, with National Guard and Reserve units, that's what's happening. And then in the in active duty, there's transition assistance programs where there's also VA representatives that get the information out there.
So that's happening now?
Yes.
Probably not in 2003?
No, probably not in 2003.
Okay. So there have been some changes since he was here the first time. Tammy, what I really wanted to find out from you, the central question is, is Illinois prepared to handle, there are at this point something like 1.5 million new combat vets. Many of them now have multiple tours, which, according to Eric here, is going to probably add to the level of PTSD we're going to see. Are you prepared for this? Is there a budget for this?
Well, we're the only state that's actually fronted any money for it so far. Our program is an $8 million program that we've started. My answer is no, nobody is prepared for it, but we're trying to do the best. We've done more than anyone else, and frankly, we're the best prepared because we've actually started spending money. Our program is 10 weeks old, and we've had 3,500 individual users who have visited the website or called in from across the state of Illinois, and also visiting our website from active duty bases in Germany. So, whether we want to bear this cost or not is a moot point, because if we don't take care of them up front and prevent our warriors from being from going downhill, they're going to end up self-medicating. They're going to end up with drugs or alcohol problems. Just look to the Vietnam generation as an example. And then we'll still pay for them. We just have to pay for them in the correction system when they end up incarcerated. I would rather pay for them and support our warriors before they, go downhill and get into trouble with the law.